Good morning. In this week's Parsha, Parshat Emor, towards the end of the Parsha, we read about all of the different festivals, many of which, or all of which, we read about in other places as well. In each one of them, different focal points are given, different ideas to focus on. And in Perek Chaf Gimel, Pasuk Chaf Zayin, Chaf Vav and Chaf Zayin, chapter 23, verses 26, 27 and onwards, the Torah tells us about Yom Kippur. Vayidaber Adonai al Moshe lemor, Hashem spoke to Moshe saying, Ach be'esor lechodesh hashvi hazeh, Yom HaKippurim hu. However, on the 10th of the 7th month, the 10th day of the 7th month, since Nisan, the month of the Exodus from Egypt, is considered the first month, therefore Tishrei, the month of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, is considered the 7th month. It's one of the interesting things of the Hebrew calendar is that even though it's the beginning of the year, it's the 7th month. So on the 10th day of the 7th month, this will be Yom Kippur. Kippur means kapara, atonement, a day of atonement. Mikra Kodesh Yelachem, it will be a holy convocation for you, a holy calling for you. V'nitem enafshetechem, you will afflict yourselves. That's the idea of the fasting, not wearing leather shoes, not bathing, the other restrictions of Yom Kippur. V'kravti mishel Adonai, you bring an offering to Hashem. V'chol melacha lo ta'asu be'etzem yom hazeh, you may not do any melacha on that day. There are often halachic differences between a festival and between Shabbos. Things that we are not permitted to do on Shabbos, we are sometimes permitted to do on a festival. For example, cooking in order to make food. You can't do on Shabbos, but you can do on, say, Pesach. However, on Yom Kippur, you cannot even do that. Yom Kippur has the same restrictions as Shabbos. Ki Yom Kippurim hu lechaper aleichem livnei Adonai Elohechem, because it is a day of atonement, to atone for you in front of Hashem. And the Maggid of Dubno has a wonderful story to explain the way in, or the relationship between Yom Kippur and one's complete atonement. And he says like this with a story, that there was a very poor couple who saved up for a very long time. They put aside every little bit that they had. They often went hungry, and they saved up until they had enough money to buy a goat. Why buy a goat? Because once you've got a goat, the goat can produce milk. You can use that to feed the children. You can maybe even make some cheese and sell some cheese. A goat, that was like fantastic. So they saved up to have a goat. The husband goes off to the market. He's got in mind, obviously, exactly what his budget is. He looks and he looks and he looks. He finds a goat, which to him, perfect goat. Very happy with it. Brings it home. Wife is ecstatic, overjoyed. She runs outside in excitement and begins to start milking the goat. But there's no milk. There's no milk. The goat's not producing anything. She starts going crazy. She says, well, what did you do? You know, after all of this, after everything we did, you're buying us a broken one. And she's ready to throw him out the house. He says, my dear honey. He says, wait, please. He says, give it a little while. He says, maybe the goat hasn't eaten today, hasn't had anything to drink. Maybe it's tired. You know, we've walked all the way from the market. Tell you what, let's give it something to eat. Let's give it something to drink. Let's let it sleep the night. Tomorrow we'll milk it again and then we'll see. What happens right now, I don't know, but tomorrow we'll see. So the Maggid of Dubno says that is the same thing when it comes to our teshuvah on Yom Kippur. Hashem says, a person stands in shul on Yom Kippur and he says, Hashem, I'm so sorry that I did this wrong, and I'm so sorry I made that mistake, and I'm so sorry in this, and I'll never do it again, and I promise the next time it's going to be different, I'll be better, it won't happen. So Hashem says, I hear what you're saying, I accept everything you say, but let's see, I understand you're very, very serious on Yom Kippur. I understand when you're standing here in shul and you haven't eaten. You know what, let's wait and see. Let's see you go home, have something to eat and drink. You're now more settled. You sleep the night. What are you going to do tomorrow morning? Tomorrow morning you're going to go back and treat people in an unpleasant way. To go back and behave in an unholy way. You know, let's see tomorrow morning. Let's see what happens. And he says that's the same idea over here. Is that you need to give things a little bit of time to really test it and see what's really happened. What is just skin deep, what's just superficial, what's something that, that I'd like to change, but what's something that I'm actually serious about, that I'm actually doing. So, after I told a friend of mine this great idea of the Maggid of Dubno, he says to me, so what happened with the goat? Did it give milk or did it not give milk? So I said, that is up to you. The end of the story is in your hands to write. Is your teshuvah real teshuvah or is it not? When you want to change, is it something that you say? Is it words? I mean, for example, they say when it comes to quitting smoking, somebody says quitting smoking is easy, I do it 20 times a day, right? Which really means they don't do it at all. And that's the question. When you say these things, are you serious about it? Is it something that you really mean? Is it something, not that you really mean, because of course you mean it, but it's something you're going to carry through on? Is it something that's going to change you? What's going to be after the eating and the drinking and the sleeping? The end of the story is yours to write. Have a wonderful Shabbat.